Hi, everyone. I am Jacqueline Hart. Each year, the Women's Refugee Commission honors courageous and brilliant activists such as yourselves. Dr. Susan Ghana Okonkwo, Yasmin Kayali, and Karina Ambartsumian Clow. Congratulations to all of you. We're privileged to have you join us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yasmin, could you tell us how you came to do this work?
So the organization that I co-founded in Lebanon back in 2011 is called Besme and Zaytoune, which is the smile and the olive. And we started after the influx of refugees into Lebanon. At the beginning, we all came from different walks of life, and we were just trying to respond to the huge humanitarian need and the gap that we felt existed with the INGOs. Were overwhelmed with the numbers. People were falling through the cracks, and there was a lack of dignity in the way people were being treated. And so we started with the basic food baskets, hygiene baskets, blankets, giving medical assistance, assuming that it was all going to end very soon and we were all going to be able to go back to Syria. Unfortunately, things began to escalate and unfold, and we saw that this was not going to be the case. So we registered the organization with the hope of doing something more strategic, and our vision was for a constructive society that lives with dignity. And I'm very proud to say that our first project that was funded by international organization was a women's workshop. You have to understand that most of the refugee population is made up of women and children. Men comprise less than 25% of the population because most men are either fighting, missing, captive. So it has been quite a journey for the last 8 to 9 years.
In terms of doing empowerment programs with these women, can you say a bit more about what you do in this difficult context?
The biggest reason for dropouts out of our programs, and specifically out of our school program, is due to child labor or child marriage. Unfortunately, a lot of the families, in order to avoid tarnishing their reputation or having their daughter being hurt by the young men within the settlements or the camps, they marry her off, and therefore, she is now protected by her husband, and also they have one less mouth to feed. And today, by the way, with COVID, according to some of the studies being done, there's a 50% increase in the level of abuse in the home against the women and the children, because people are stuck indoors and they are very frustrated, and with the lack of income, all the anger is being taken out on the women and the children. And this is something we have really tried to work hard against.
I think there's this theme of really having a systems approach and a holistic approach, and having a multi-pronged strategy to create sustained change.
To speak for the role of advocacy and research, in the end, I can do as much relief and development as I can, but if we don't have the advocacy and we don't change the legislation, then nothing will be changed long term. In the end, anything that you want to sell, an idea or a project or whatever, you need to back it up with data. Same thing with the legislation, same thing even with the donors. You need to convince them. How am I going to convince them that this is valid and it's going to make long-term change? I need to back it up with data, and I need to advocate, because today the whole environment is donor-led. Without advocacy and without the research, we will not be able to really be responsive to the needs of the community. We have to have the right amount of data, and we have to have the right kind of people opening doors. And I think WRC is one of the drivers of this.
Thank you so much. Yasmin?
Actually, I want to make a call to the general community and to tell them that count your blessings, especially at this time where we're in most countries in lockdown, when you have a roof over your head, when you have food to eat, and in case you do get ill, you can have access to medical care. And you know what? There's a lot of opportunities to give back. Giving back even a very small amount makes a very big difference to grassroots organizations like ours. Keep these people in your thoughts, in your prayers, and give back to them as we try to ease this immense difficulty that they have already been passing through, and now another layer has been added to it.
Thank you, Yasmin.
Huge thank you for an inspirational and moving conversation. Susan, Karina, and Yasmin, you are remarkable women who exemplify resilience and the human capacity for hope. Thank you for your exceptional work, empowering women in some of the world's most challenging contexts. I'd like to take a moment now to thank the many people who have made this virtual Voices of Courage event possible. Thank you to the host committee, to the Women's Refugee Commission's board and commissioners, and to our many donors. As you've seen, through the Voices of Courage video and the inspiring conversation between our honorees, the Women's Refugee Commission is changing lives. Our work is vital and has never been more essential than it is today. You've been here for us, and we need your support now more than ever. The pandemic has exposed and exacerbated the inequalities that exist. With your support, we can create a better world for refugees, migrants, and asylum seekers. Your support changes lives. Please make a gift today to ensure that WRC stays strong despite the uncertain times in which we live. It's easy. You can go to our beautiful new website at womensrefugeecommission.org or text WRC 2020 to 41444 and follow the link to make your gift. And remember, thanks to our 2 anonymous donors, the gift you make today will be doubled up to $25,000. Thank you so much.